Chapter 61. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 61. This move, it's either you die or I die. 3 hours later. Chu Bai had been fighting Gluttony for 3 hours. In these 3 hours, Chu Bai had only been attacked once. He gave up on the triple flame slash skill because he wanted to save his mana for Blade Waltz. He mainly used sudden strike and normal attacks. Meanwhile, Gluttony's HP had dropped to 360,000. There really were not many opportunities to attack it. Its attributes were too strong. Chu Bai could not even bear to use Wind Dancing in the Sky. 500 mana points were too much. He would not use it unless it could kill Gluttony in one shot. With Lil Schwer's buffs, his 430 attack power was now 860. When he released Wind Dancing in the Sky, he could deal 25,800 damage. There was also the Blazing Fire Pearl, which dealt 10,000 damage. In other words, if he still had mana, he could instantly deal 40,000 damage. After all, there was still Blade Waltz. No. I probably don't have enough mana anymore. I don't have many mana recovery potions left either. I can only use Blade Waltz's dodging skill, so my burst damage is theoretically 10,000 of Blazing Fire Pearls. Chu Bai stood there. Chu Bai's hair and clothes were drenched in sweat, and he was gasping for air. Sweat dripped down. Fatigue. Endless exhaustion. Gluttony released Endless Devour again, and Chu Bai dodged it continuously. He took a look at the items in his backpack. There was indeed nothing that could be used. Wait a minute. The Flower of Death. The little red flower was lying in the interspatial ring. This was a flower that little cutie had given him to thank him. In fact, this flower was highly toxic. One would lose blood if one ate it. However, it's no use. Gluttony's passive skill makes it immune to damage. Chu Bai sighed. Moreover, this thing probably could not deal much damage, right? I'll just give it to you, then. Chu Bai threw out the Flower of Death, and Gluttony sucked it into its stomach. Chu Bai was hiding behind a stone pillar to avoid the suction force. Luckily, there were 3 pillars and they were invincible. Otherwise, Chu Bai would have been sucked into Gluttony's stomach. 2.10, 0.10, 0.10. What? Chu Bai suddenly realized that Gluttony was losing HP. Flower of Death. He was stunned. Was it not said that Gluttony was immune to the things it swallowed into its stomach? Could it be that Gluttony was not immune to this flower? However, what was the use of losing 10 HP in a second? Losing 100 HP in 10 seconds. After Endless Devour ended, the two started to chase each other again. Chu Bai took every opportunity to widen the distance. 10 minutes later. 10, 0.10. What? Is it still losing HP? Chu Bai was shocked. It had been dropping for 10 minutes. For the past 10 minutes, Gluttony had been losing 10 HP per second, which meant that it had lost 6,000 HP. Chu Bai's hope was reignited. Could it be that it would fall for a long time? An hour passed. 2 hours passed. 5 hours passed. 7 hours passed. Chu Bai had already reached his limit in these 7 hours. He was completely relying on his own will to deal with this boss. In the past 7 hours, Gluttony had lost 7 hours worth of HP, which was 10 points per second. That was 10,000 HP in 16.7 minutes. In just 7 hours, it had lost more than 250,000 HP. Including the damage from Chu Bai, Gluttony only had 90,000 HP left. However, in the past 7 hours, he really did not manage to attack Gluttony many times. He was in such a bad state that it would be good enough if he could keep dodging Gluttony's attacks. Chu Bai's attacks had dealt close to 70,000 damage, and one of them had even triggered a 100 times damage that dealt more than 40,000 damage. Drip. Chu Bai's sweat was dripping. He was panting heavily. His vision turned white, and his head was a little dizzy. He stood there, his body swaying and his eyes bloodshot. Chu Bai shook his head hard to clear his mind. Again. His eyes were red as he stared at Gluttony. It was practically roaring. At that moment, a large number of players from the various starter villages in the outside world had already reached level 10. They had also entered the Tower of Trials to undergo their trials. That's weird. God Bai Yi has already been in the Tower of Trials for almost 10 hours, but he still hasn't left the starter village. Many players were discussing it. About 10 hours ago, a player posted that Chu Bai had already entered the trial and that he would be the first to leave the starter village. However, so much time had passed, and he still had not come out. This is really strange. He still hasn't finished. Does the Tower of Trials take so long? It shouldn't be, right? F***ck. Maybe God Bai Yi won't be the first one to leave the starter village. Now, not only our warzone, but many people from other major warzones have also entered the Tower of Trials. What's going on with God Bai Yi? No, his level didn't drop. He's still level 19. Is he stuck? Your *SS. Feng Ling had also reached level 10. He found the village chief and directly entered the Tower of Trials. It only took him 10 minutes to pass the first floor. Bai Yi. Why is it taking you so long? It should be very fast. I passed the first floor in 10 minutes. In this case, I might even be the first one to leave the starter village. Many people were also puzzled. An hour later. Gluttony's HP had dropped to 50,000. The bleeding effect of the Flower of Death was still ongoing. Chu Bai was truly stunned. However, he was not in the mood to be shocked. Ding! Your hunger has dropped by 30 points, and all attributes have been reduced by 50%. There was nothing to eat. Plop! Chu Bai's body lost all strength and fell down. The moment he fell, he immediately sobered up and quickly got back up. It was impossible for him to be immune to this kind of attribute reduction. Whoosh! Gluttony pounced at him. 521. Chu Bai's health bar dropped by more than half. Chu Bai dodged after being attacked and then attacked Gluttony. 215. Can't you just trigger a 1000 times damage? Chu Bai screamed out loud with his consciousness. To be honest, he could not hold on anymore. Ding! Lil Shuer is requesting to leave the pet space. Ding! Lil Shuer is requesting to leave the pet space. Chu Bai gritted his teeth. A resurrection spell. However, even if he was resurrected, could he still fight in his current hungry state? They had already fought to this point. Chu Bai gritted his teeth. I agree. Whoosh! Lil Shuer landed not far away. Woo-woo, then, Lil Shuer released the holy moment, heavenly healing, and the light of the Holy Spirit. Chu Bai's attack had reached 430. Chu Bai's eyes narrowed as he clenched his god-slaying calamity. I'd like to see who will fall first. The veins on Chu Bai's hand, which was holding god-slaying calamity, were popping. At the same time, Gluttony released different paths to the same destination. Blade Waltz. Chu Bai's last 100 mana points were used to avoid different paths to the same destination. He might be defeated. However, it was not over yet. His health bar had not been emptied, and it was filled up by Lil Shuer again. It was hard to say. 430, 430, 430, 430, 860. After landing, Chu Bai activated haste and quickly pulled away. If he hadn't activated haste, he would not be fast enough. Ding! If your hunger is lower than 20, all attributes will be reduced by 60%. Chu Bai's attributes dropped again, and his speed dropped. Gluttony caught up to him and slapped his back. 619. His HP, which had almost recovered to full, was reduced by half again. He could not run. He could not run at all. Lil Shuer, revive. Chu Bai called out to Lil Shuer. Woo! Lil Shuer cried out, and a ray of light with half of its wings fell into Chu Bai's body. Ding! You've been blessed with resurrection. Ding! Because Lil Shuer used the resurrection spell, her level has been reduced by 5 levels. Chu Bai turned around with red eyes. The resurrection spell could last for 7 seconds. As long as he died within 7 seconds, he would be able to resurrect with full health. What was he afraid of? Whoosh! Chu Bai forcefully endured Gluttony's attacks and slashed at him. 344. Chu Bai turned his head and dodged the first attack. 344.1509. Ding! You're dead. Chu Bai's health bar was emptied. Ding! You've been resurrected. Plus 2022. Chu Bai was resurrected on the spot with full health and mana. Go to hell. Triple flame slash. Swoosh. Gluttony was sent flying. Then, Chu Bai attacked madly. 344, 344, 344, 688.1, 519. Chu Bai's health dropped by more than half again. 344. The moment Gluttony's claw slammed down. Blade Waltz. 344, 344, 688, 344, 344. After landing, Chu Bai only had a few hundred HP left. He would definitely be killed in an instant if he was touched. As for Gluttony's HP, 43,900, was he going to die? Was he going to lose? Chu Bai gritted his teeth. He watched as Gluttony's claws came down. Ah, die. Chu Bai roared and released his attack. 51, 600. Ding! You've triggered Divine Slaughter, dealing 10,000% of the damage. At this moment, his attack power was 344, and he dealt 100 times the normal damage. The sudden attack dealt 150% of the total damage, which was 51,600. Gluttony's health bar was emptied. Before it could slap down, its claws slowly fell down, and its body also fell powerlessly. Plop. Chu Bai knelt on the ground powerlessly, gasping for air. He did not even have the strength to lift his head. Hee hee. Hee hee hee, he laughed with difficulty, then raised his head and looked ahead. Plop. Then, Chu Bai lay on the ground. He won. Chapter 62. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 62. Gluttony, Son of Destiny. The system's notifications rang out like crazy. Ding! Congratulations on defeating 7 evils, Gluttony. Ding! Congratulations on clearing the Abyss. Level Tower of Trials. All 4 basic attributes plus 20. Ding! Congratulations on passing the Abyss. Level Tower of Trials and earning the title, the Son of Destiny. You have received the Destiny Epaulet. Ding! You've reached level 20, HP plus 10, mana plus 10, and obtained 5 attribute points that can be freely allocated. Ding! You've reached level 21, HP plus 10, mana plus 10, and obtained 5 attribute points that can be freely allocated. Ding! Lil Shuer has leveled up to level 16, ding! Lil Shuer has leveled up to level 17. Ding! Lil Shuer has leveled up to level 21. Ding! Congratulations on your first kill of the Dark Demon Beast. You've earned gold plus 1,000, fame plus 100,000. Ding! As you have obtained the first kill of the Dark Demon Beast, the system will now announce it to the world. Do you wish to hide your ID? There was no response. Chu Bai was so tired that he could not even open his mouth. He was almost unconscious and could not hear the system notifications clearly. Ding! As you have achieved the first kill of the Dark Demon Beast, the system will now announce it to the world. Do you wish to hide your ID? The system notification rang out again. There was still no response. Noel.n, ding. As there's no response from player by Yi, the system will announce it 30 times, and the ID will be emphasized. Then, a system notification came. Ding. This is an announcement. Attention all players around the world, player by Yi has achieved the first kill of a Dark Demon boss. Ding, ding. This is an announcement. Attention all players around the world, player by Yi has achieved the first kill of a Dark Demon boss. Everyone was speechless. Where is he? Wasn't he in the Tower of Trials? Could it be that he didn't enter? Or, F***ck. What the hell? God by Yi killed a Dark Demon boss. It's not a normal Dark Demon monster, but a Dark Demon boss. What the F***ck? That's impossible, right? There are Dark Demon beasts in the Tower of Trials. That's a trial for level 10 players. One person needs to solo fight all the monsters inside. We're all players from a starter village, so how can there be Dark Demon beasts in a solo fight? At the very most, it should be a yellow.gold boss, right? Soloing a yellow.gold boss is already ridiculous enough. What difficulty level did God by Yi choose in the Tower of Trials? The Abyss level. How is that possible? It's probably the Hell.level difficulty, right? Didn't they say that the Abyss.level difficulty would only result in certain death? It should be the Hell.level difficulty. F***ck. There are Dark Demon beasts in the Hell.level difficulty. No wonder it said that it's impossible to pass the Abyss level. Ding. Lil Schwer has become a level 9 pet. Ding. Because Lil Schwer has enough strength, skills Holy Light Shining Strike and Holy Light Glint have been activated. Holy Light Shining Strike. Lil Schwer's exclusive skill. Gathers the power of Holy Light in her body and attacks the target instantly. Effect. Deals 2 times magic attack power damage to the target. During this period, the target is in an invincible state. Mana consumption. 200, cooldown time. 30 seconds. Holy Light Glint. Lil Schwer's exclusive skill. Releases the power of Holy Light to stun the target. Effect. With the user as the center, all enemies within 20 meters will be stunned for 2 seconds, regardless of level and grade. Mana consumption. 3000, cooldown time. 5 minutes. Chu Bai lay on the ground for a long time. Lil Schwer came over and rubbed against Chu Bai's face. She stuck out her little tongue and licked Chu Bai gently. Chu Bai opened his eyes. He heaved a long sigh of relief and hugged Lil Schwer. I'm fine. Chu Bai squeezed out a smile. Woo woo, Lil Schwer called out happily. Chu Bai stood up. He looked at Gluttony's corpse and walked over. At that moment, Gluttony's body was wrapped in a green light, and Chu Bai's God-slaying calamity was trembling. Gluttony was one of the sources of power of the God-slaying calamity. The God-slaying calamity trembled, probably because it felt that it could absorb power. Then, Chu Bai raised the God-slaying calamity and touched the green light. Whoosh! The green light poured directly into the God-slaying calamity. Ding! 7 evils, Gluttony returns to its origins in the God-slaying calamity. Ding! The God-slaying calamity has been upgraded to celestial grade. Its attributes have been increased. Ding! As Gluttony has returned to its origin, the skill, Catastrophe, Gluttony, has been activated. Chu Bai took a look at the God-slaying calamity's new skill. Catastrophe, Gluttony, 7 evils, Origin of Gluttony has been activated. Effect. Choose a target within 20 meters. If the target's level is lower than the user's, the target's right to live will be forcibly taken away, and there is a 100% chance of death. Mana consumption. 1000, cooldown time. 7 days. Chu Bai was speechless. Sure enough, it's the same as that monster's ultimate skill. Chu Bai had originally guessed that this might be the effect, but he did not expect it to be true. This was because he found it hard to believe that players could have such a powerful skill. However, when he thought about it, this was the god-slaying calamity, after all, so it was really possible. The effects of catastrophe, gluttony would become more and more terrifying as Chu Bai's level increased. If he reached level 100 one day, he would be able to kill a level 99 forbidden boss with hundreds of billions of HP. It was terrifying. Just from this skill, one could see how terrifying the god-slaying calamity was. No wonder the village chief said that the demon god had only obtained 1/3 of the power source of the god-slaying calamity and he was already overwhelmed by power. Chu Bai took a look at the attributes of the god-slaying calamity. God's Bane. Grade. Celestial. Master. Bai Yi. Usage level. 0, usage requirements. Only Bai Yi himself can wield it, can't be discarded, traded, or dropped. A mysterious godly weapon that appeared out of nowhere. This godly weapon landed on the land of fate and was sealed here as if it was waiting for someone to appear. This is a weapon of disaster, and it uses the origin of the 7 evils and the 3 chaos beads as its core. Current status. Incomplete. Attributes. Luck plus 10, Comprehension plus 10, Charm plus 10, 4 main attributes plus 10, Attack power plus 300. The increase was only from plus 100 attack power to plus 300. In theory, this was not a celestial equipment, as the attributes of celestial equipment were not that low. However, it was still fine. The subsequent improvements would probably be huge. After all, the effects of this weapon were obvious. Following this, Chu Bai took a look at the title he had obtained. Son of Destiny. A title obtained from clearing the Abyss. Level Tower of Trials. It has an extraordinary and unique meaning. Effect. Your luck is maxed out, and the drop rate of monsters killed is 100%. This effect can only be activated with the Destiny Epaulet. Chu Bai was speechless. Lucky. This drop rate was very important, but Chu Bai knew that if one's luck was high, it could even trigger a series of unimaginable special effects. This was something that could not be attained through other measures. Luck itself was an illusory existence. It could not be truly determined. Even if he was lucky, he did not know what would happen. For example, the critical hit attribute in the game. For example, if one had a 50% critical chance, in theory, one would get a critical hit once out of every 2 attacks. However, this did not mean that the first attack would not have a critical hit and the second attack would definitely be a critical hit. Even if one only had a 1% critical chance in theory, one could still drop it several times in a row. However, the thing he was most concerned about now was: would this maximum luck be effective on Divine Slaughter? Chapter 63. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 63. The 7 Ultimate Hidden Items, Reincarnation. Chu Bai decided not to consider these for the time being. He would think about it once he was outside. He put on the white gold Destiny Epaulet on his chest. Destiny Epaulet. Only those who have passed the Abyss. Level Tower of Trials can obtain it. After wearing it, in addition to being respected, all expenses will be reduced by 50%, and there is a possibility of obtaining other effects. It's not bad. At this moment, a system notification came. Ding! As you've reached level 20, the third move of the Ode of the Phoenix, Phoenix Possession, has been activated. Phoenix Possession. The third move of Ode of the Phoenix releases Phoenix Possession, receiving fixed damage. Effect. After chanting for 1 second, you'll receive the blessing of the Phoenix's strength. For the next 15 seconds, your movement speed will be increased by 500%. Every attack will deal 5,000 fixed damage and a second burn effect. Mana consumption. 500, cooldown time. 2 days. If I had obtained this skill before I came here, I wouldn't have been so tired from fighting Gluttony. Chu Bai sighed. He then turned his attention to the equipment dropped by Gluttony. A dark demon weapon and a gold weapon. There were a bunch of other things too. Blade of Brutality. Grade. Gold. Usage requirement. It has not been appraised and can't be used. Gluttony armor. Grade. Dark Demon. Usage requirement. It has not been appraised and can't be used. Chu Bai kept the equipment. Then, he saw a skill book. Ruling Strike skill book. Usage requirement. Swordsman, Assassin. You can get the skill, Ruling Strike, after using it. Chu Bai crushed it without any hesitation. Ding. You've received the skill, Ruling Strike. Ruling Strike. A joint skill between a swordsman and assassin, it's a powerful instant stab type skill. Effect. Lunges forward in a straight line up to a maximum of 10 meters. The lunge will be completed in 0.1 seconds. The first unit that it hits during this period will be dealt damage equivalent to attack power and be stunned for 2 seconds. Cooldown time. 30 seconds. F***CK. Chu Bai was stunned when he saw the skill. There was no lack of crowd control skills in any game. However, crowd control skills, especially those that made people unable to move or attack, were considered to be more advanced than speed reduction, magic suppression, and knock-up skills. Even if they were knocked up, in theory, it was possible to adapt in the air. Once the stun effect hit the target would be unable to resist for 2 seconds. Therefore, in theory, control skills like stun either had a long cooldown or a short stun duration. The 2-second stun and 30-second cooldown were ridiculous. In addition to Holy Light Glint that Lil Schwer had obtained, Chu Bai now had the crowd control skills that he had been lacking. Tokens. Chu Bai saw a pile of recovery potions and a few tokens. So many of them. Chu Bai picked up one first. Guild Building Order. Can be used to build a guild. This is the first guild building order in the entire server. Usage. 1. It's actually a guild building order. The guild building order only dropped from yellow. Gold bosses and above. The drop rate was extremely low. Only with the guild building order could a guild be established. This was something that all the players were desperately trying to find in the early stages of the game. After all, a guild would be bigger if it was established first. Moreover, the earlier a guild was established, the more guild rewards it would receive. Chu Bai kept it. Then, he looked at the other 2 tokens. Warzone Prohibition. After use, all players in a warzone can't leave the starter village for a day. Both were Warzone Prohibition tokens. What's the use of this? Chu Bai casually threw them into his spatial ring. In the end, Chu Bai found something that was emitting light in the pile of gold coins and medicine bottles. Chu Bai held it in his hand. He could not tell what it was, but it looked like a stone. Reincarnation. Grade. Sacred Seal. It's one of the 7 ultimate hidden items in Fate. It possesses unimaginable power and seems to be a key to someplace. However, no one knows how to use it. It is very mysterious. It's an ultimate hidden item again. This was the second one Chu Bai had encountered. The first one was broken glass. If broken glass meant resurrection, then what did this thing mean? He could not understand. Chu Bai placed it into his spatial ring. Just this. Chu Bai did not give up. He squatted down and used his gathering skill on Gluttony. Ding. Gathering failed. There's indeed something. Chu Bai's eyes lit up. Ding. Gathering failed. Ding. You've successfully collected the item, fresh meat. Ding. Your gathering skill has been upgraded to level 3. Chu Bai looked at the item in his hand. Fresh meat. Grade. Undetermined. It comes from the body of gluttony, and it may have some effects after cooking. Chu Bai was speechless. F***CKU. He could not eat this, right? Lil Schwer sniffed Chu Bai's hand out of curiosity. Don't smell it. Chu Bai quickly kept the fresh meat. Woo, Lil Schwer called out to Chu Bai in confusion. Then, she licked her lips as if she was hungry. It's raw. It's not delicious, Chu Bai said. Then, Lil Schwer nodded. However, she called out again. Chu Bai understood what she meant. She probably meant that it could be eaten after it was cooked. Lil Schwer wanted to eat it. No, I'm not letting you eat that. Woo, Lil Schwer then lowered her head in dejection and rubbed against Chu Bai's ankle to express her goodwill. Be good. I'll let you eat something else when I have the chance, okay? Chu Bai touched her. Woo. Lil Schwer cried out happily. Chu Bai then squatted down and continued to use his gathering skill. Ding. Gathering failed. Ding. Gathering failed. Ding. Gathering failed, gathering skill proficiency increased. Ding. Gathering failed. Chu Bai spent 5 minutes doing this. Hundreds of failures. With the 1 minute of rest, Gluttony's body was about to disappear. Chu Bai quickly picked up the pace. Ding. Gathering failed, gathering skill proficiency increased. Ding. Gathering failed, gathering skill proficiency increased. Ding, at this moment, a system notification came. Ding. Player Bai Yi, please note that the system has made 20 system announcements when you were tired. Your ID was emphasized. Asking for praise. Chu Bai did not hear it clearly because this system notification overlapped with the continuous gathering notifications. Ding. Gathering failed. Ding. Player Bai Yi, please note that the system has made 20 system announcements when you were tired. Your ID was emphasized. Asking for praise. This time, Chu Bai heard it clearly. F***CK. Was it so human-like? However, he was focused on gathering the items, and there were only 20 seconds left. Ding. Player Bai Yi, please note that the system has made 20 system announcements when you were tired. Your ID was emphasized. Asking for praise. Getting angry. Chu Bai did not say a word, but his sweat was dripping down. It was the last 10 seconds. Ding. Player Bai Yi, just praise me. Chu Bai was speechless. Ding. Player Bai Yi, just praise me. I'll give you a bad review if you keep talking. Chu Bai said directly. Although he did not know how to give a bad review, he just said it. The system chimed in. Shocked. It was the last 5 seconds now. Ding. You've successfully collected Goddess Tian Shue's white underwear. Ding. Your gathering skill has been upgraded to level 5. Chu Bai was speechless. At the last second, he tried to use it again. Ding. You've successfully collected a mysterious parchment scroll. Chapter 64. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 64. Humiliated in front of the whole world, the corpse disappeared in front of Chu Bai. Chu Bai took a deep breath. I didn't lose anything. In the last 5 seconds, he collected 2 items. Then, Chu Bai took a look. Goddess Tian Shue's white underwear. Grade. Divine Emperor. It's a piece of undergarment for Goddess Tian Shui, one of the 3 goddesses of the human race on the land of fate. 10,000 years ago, when goddess Tian Shui fought with Gluttony, Gluttony accidentally damaged her interspatial ring, causing a pile of items to spill out. This undergarment was accidentally sent to Starter Village 7777 by goddess Tian Shui along with Gluttony and sealed in the Tower of Trials. Usage requirements. Female. Effect. All damage received is reduced by 50%. Passive effect. When equipped, the body will have a fragrant smell. Chu Bai was speechless. Buzz. What the hell was this? However, this attribute was really overbearing. Just this effect of reducing damage by half was worthy of its Divine Emperor grade. No other attribute could compare to this effect. Should I sell it? It could be sold for a good price due to the effect alone. All damage was reduced by 50%. Even he wanted to equip it. Unfortunately, he could not. At that time, my level 2 gathering skill managed to successfully gather a Divine Emperor level item with a 0.01% success rate. It's no wonder my gathering skill was upgraded to level 5, Chu Bai muttered to himself. Chu Bai placed it in his spatial ring, then looked at the other parchment scroll. Mysterious parchment scroll. Grade. Super God. The mysterious parchment scroll looks like a special map. No one knows where the other segments of the map are, but this is only one of the 4 pieces of it. When all 4 pieces of parchment scroll are gathered together, the complete map will be formed. This is good stuff. Chu Bai really liked this kind of tool. Although he would not be able to get anything, such harsh requirements usually meant that there was a huge treasure hidden to be sought after. Chu Bai took a deep breath, then raised his head and looked ahead. There was a flash of light. It was the teleportation formation. It's time to leave the village, Chu Bai muttered to himself. At this time, the system notification came again. Ding. As you've cleared the Abyss. Level Tower of Trials, the system will now announce it to the world. Do you wish to hide your ID? Don't hide it. Use the highest decibel to broadcast it. The system was speechless. At this moment, in Sakura Nation, a yellow-haired man appeared in the courtyard of the village chief. The Hell. Level trial is nothing more than this. There's nothing much to a level .20 yellow, gold boss. He revealed a cold smile. He did not dare to go to the Abyss. Level, but he went to the Hell. Level. It was the second most difficult level. The final boss was a level .20 yellow, gold boss. His ID was, I am God. He was a very famous player, one of the top players in Sakura Nation. He had been famous for a long time, and his reputation was no less than that of Emperor, Shadow One Sword of Helplessness, Feng Lin, and others. Almost everyone knew about him. All the countries knew him. The first person in the world to leave the starter village is me. I am God revealed a smile. He imagined the shocked faces of the entire world. Bai Yi, right. He had reached level 10 and entered the starter village so early, but he hasn't left yet. He probably died inside. He, trash. The countries could only see the rankings that belonged to them. However, once they left the starter village, the rankings would be the global rankings. All the major rankings were the same. This was because once they left the starter village, the players from the hundreds of battle zones would gather together. Village chief, I want to leave the village, he found the village chief and said. My brave warrior of the great Sakura Nation, you'll soon be the first person in the world to go to the land of fate. Congratulations. The village chief bowed to him. I am God laughed. It's all thanks to your help. Then, a teleportation array appeared in front of him. Enter the teleportation array, and you'll be able to go to the land of fate. He was about to step into the teleportation array. However, he suddenly stopped in his tracks. He had a very good idea. He had passed the Hell. Level trial and was about to be the first to leave the starter village. He could try to act cool. He could suppress the arrogance of famous experts from various countries. Release a global system announcement. He spent 10,000 gold coins to make a global system announcement. That was 1,000,000. However, he did not lack the money. The system notification sounded. Ding! Attention all players around the world, Sakura Nation player I Am God has made a global system announcement. What's the situation? Isn't that the master from Sakura Nation? Why did he make a global system announcement? That's 1,000,000 yuan. F***CK. Are they trying to provoke us? He seems to have some grudges against a few of our experts. Is he going to fight us? F***CK. A little Sakura plaything. Chu-Bai raised his brows. I Am God system announcement is as follows. Players from various battle zones, I'm very sorry, but I'm about to be the first person to leave the starter village. Also, I'll tell you that I passed the Abyss. Level Tower of Trials. You guys probably don't even dare to enter the Abyss. Level Tower of Trials, right? It was quite simple, but it seemed that Sino Nation's Baiyi hasn't made any moves yet, right? Could it be that he died in the Abyss level? Hahaha, let him find me. I'll teach him how to clear the game. He deliberately said that he had cleared the Abyss level Tower of Trials since no one knew about it. No one in his own country knew about it except for the village chief. However, the village chief could not hear the system announcement. He could make everyone worship him. He was even happier when he saw their shocked expressions. Everyone was speechless. F***CK your mother. F***CK F***CK. He's F***King dead. F***CK, the price of groceries will definitely increase. Your father will never get a good hand when playing poker. Your grandfather will always lose at the last moment when playing mahjong. Your grandmother's hands will be pricked by needles when she's sewing. Your brother's computer will definitely break down. F***CK. F***CK. The trash that was instantly killed by God by Feng in the past is now showing off. F***CK. I'm so angry, I'm so F***King angry. I really want to deal with him, but I really have no choice. Didn't a lot of Sino experts enter the Tower of Trials? Was there no one faster than him? What about God Baiyi? He's been in the village for so long, but why wasn't he the first to leave? Oh. I'm so angry. The Abyss. Level Tower of Trials was actually cleared by someone from Sakura Nation. Ah. Everyone was furious. However, they had no other choice. When Chu-Bai heard the system announcement, he laughed. I Am God looked at the shocked expressions of the surrounding players and basked in the glory of it all. Although it was fake, he was enjoying it. He would be the first person to leave the village anyway, so no one would doubt him. He wanted all the glory. At that moment, a system notification came. Ding! All players, please take note that player Baiyi from starter village 77777 in the Sino battle zone has passed the Abyss. Level Tower of Trials. He's currently the only player to have passed the Abyss. Level Tower of Trials. Ding! All players, please take note, ding, I Am God was speechless. Everyone was speechless. Ding! Attention all players around the world, player Baiyi from starter village 77777 in Sino's battle zone has made a global announcement. The content of the announcement is as follows. I Am God was full of question marks. Chapter 65 You are listening at novelfull.audio. 65 Leave the starter village. Come out and see what you can do. The entire world was silent for a second. Ha ha ha. F***CK F***CK ha 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 ha. Absolutely pretentious. Ha ha ha. Abyss level. Ha ha ha. F***King Abyss. I almost believed it, ha ha ha, Sino's battle zone. I'm dying of laughter, ha ha ha. I'm laughing my *SS off. Keep pretending, keep pretending. Are you still pretending? God by ye is awesome. Just because of this, from today onward, I'll be your *King fan for life. Ha ha ha. Absolutely. Oh my God. This bastard was actually pretending, ha ha ha. He clearly didn't pass the abyss level, yet he still said he passed it. Ha ha ha. I'm dying of laughter. You're a god. Ha ha ha. You're *King lame. Acting like *King dog, you're willing to give up your face just to act like *King Cur, ha 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 ha, God by ye is awesome. His 3 question marks directly killed him, ha 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 ha. God by ye is the only one to have cleared the abyss. Level. After exposing that, the guy from Sakura Nation was completely humiliated. Player was in the middle of a trial. He could not help but laugh when he heard the system notification. Ha ha ha, you're awesome. He sent a message to Chu Bai. Jiang Qianyue also sent Chu Bai a thumbs up emoji. Naturally, there was no lack of conflict. Feng Ling's eyes narrowed. Bai Yi. He clenched his fists. Bai Yi had stolen the limelight. I'll definitely kill you. I am God was stunned. His face instantly turned gloomy and red. He clenched his fists tightly. *CK. I am God cursed. He had turned into a clown in an instant. That detestable Bai Yi. I'm going to kill you. I am God's eyes flickered with ruthlessness as he cursed helplessly. After he calmed down, he made another global system announcement. Ding! Attention all players around the world, I am God from Sakura Nation has released a global system announcement. The content of the announcement is as follows. I was just joking just now. None of this is important. What's important is that I'm leaving the starter village now. I'll be the first player to leave the starter village. Bai Yi from the Sino battle zone, right? Can you leave the starter village in time? I'll still be the first player to leave the starter village, and I'll get a reward. The Sino battle zone is nothing more than a lackey of my Sakura battle zone. Especially since Bai Feng is dead, your Sino battle zone is nothing. Shadow, Emperor, one sort of helplessness, and Bai Yi. He, they will all be defeated by me. Finally, I want to say this that I am God. Everyone was speechless. *CKU. How dare you mention my idol Bai Feng? If I meet you after I leave the starter village, I'll kill you even if I have to risk my life. *CK. Motherf Cur. He's really shameless. *CK. I'm so upset. Although he was humiliated in the face by God Bai Yi, I have to admit that, he'll indeed be the first to leave the starter village. God Bai Yi won't make it in time. *CK. How King unlucky. The players in the Sino battle zone were all cursing. They really had no choice. After I am God was done with all this, he regained some of his dignity. Then, he looked at the Sakura Nation players. Everyone, I'm going. The Sakura Nation players who had gathered around nodded. God. Hurry up and get out. You represent the great Sakura Nation. God, the one and only true God. Charge, charge, charge. I am God sneered and stepped into the teleportation array. Many of the Sakura Nation players and NPCs bowed and watched him leave with respect. I am God waved at them and stood in the teleportation array. However. What? He was stunned for a moment. Why had he not left the starter village? At this moment, a system notification sounded. Ding! All players around the world, please take note, before the system announcement had even finished, the players in the Sino battle zone had already clenched their fists and gritted their teeth. Motherf Cur. They thought that the system was going to announce that I Am God from Sakura Nation was the first one to leave the starter village, but... Ding! Players all over the world, the handsome player by Yi from 77777 starter village in Sino's battle zone has used a battle zone ban on Sakura Nation. All players in Sakura Nation can only leave the starter village after 24 hours. Ding! Players all over the world, the handsome player by Yi from 77777 starter village in Sino's battle zone has used a battle zone ban on Sakura Nation. All players in Sakura Nation can only leave the starter village after 24 hours. I Am God was speechless. Everyone was speechless. Ding! Attention all players around the world, player by Yi from starter village 77777 in Sino's battle zone has made another global announcement. The content of the announcement is as follows. Chapter 66 You are listening at novelfull.audio. 66 Are you still pretending? The Sino battle zone was silent for a few seconds again. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. F*CK. This is F** King amazing. Great God by Yi is amazing. Ha ha ha. First to leave the starter village. Are you F** King joking? God by Yi directly sealed off your entire battle zone for a day, ha ha ha. F***CK. Is this what it means to be a pretentious dog? I love it, I love it. Master of comedy. F***CK God by Yi, I love you to death. Ha ha ha. Where's that pretentious dog? Make another announcement, ha 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 ha. Continue acting cool, come on. I'm laughing so hard, ha ha ha. The clown. Ha ha ha, F** King Clown, continue with your performance. Ha ha ha. God by Yi is madly attacking with question marks. God by Yi doesn't even know where this clown comes from. Ha ha ha. God by Yi is probably dumbfounded. How can there be such a clown pretending to be a dog, ha ha ha, God by Yi's 3 question marks. Everything can be said without words, ha ha ha. The gamers were convulsing with laughter. I Am God stood there, and his face turned completely black. A clown. He had really become a clown. Stupid. 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 He stood there in rage and roared madly. God by Yi, I'm going to skin you alive. I'll drink your blood. Stupid. Ah. I Am God roared. The other Sakura Nation players quickly consoled him. God. God, it's fine. God, please don't be angry. Even if our Sakura Nation can only get out of the starter village one day later, we won't blame you. You represent our country. That's right. Don't be distracted by Bai Yi. We will always support you. You're the God-level player of our great Sakura Nation. What's Bai Yi to you? In any case, they were only stopped from leaving the starter village for a day, so it would not affect them much. I Am God looked at them and said, thank you for your support. After I leave the starter village, I will definitely kill Bai Yi to pay for today's humiliation. He was still very touched by their words. The players were still very supportive of him. After that. Ding! Players all over the world, the handsome player by Yi from starter village 77777 in the Sino battle zone has used a Warzone prohibition token on the Sakura battle zone. Players from the starter village in the Sakura battle zone can only leave the starter village after 24 hours. Total time. 48 hours. Ding, another system notification came. Everyone was speechless. The faces of the Sakura Nation players, who had just consoled I Am God, changed. What? Another day. 2 days. 2 days meant that they would be affected because no matter what, they would be able to leave the village within 2 days. Idiot. God, you have to be responsible for our losses. F***CK. Sino battle zone. Ha ha ha. I'm going crazy from laughing. Again. I love God Bai Yi to death. They can only leave the village in 2 days. How far behind will the Sakura nation be? It's important to catch up in the early stages, yet they're already 2 days behind, ha ha ha. They deserve it. Pfft. Lu Yufan burst out laughing in the starter village. Bai Yi is so naughty. The more she thought about it, the funnier she found it. She laughed so hard that she rocked back and forth. Obviously, this move made the ID, Bai Yi, very popular in Sino. Everyone laughed hard. On the other hand, with a flash of light, Chu Bai arrived in the village chief's courtyard. Chapter 67. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 67. The advantages of each of the 5 races. Chu Bai left the courtyard first and went to buy a few buns. He and Lil Schwer quickly ate them. One could starve to death in this game. It was extreme. Then, he hurried back to the village chief's courtyard. Brother Bai Yi. When the village chief saw Chu Bai, he quickly ran over with a shocked expression. You've become stronger. Don't tell me you. He stared at Chu Bai. Chu Bai nodded. Yes, I passed. What? The village chief was completely stunned on the spot. He looked at Chu Bai in a daze. His face was full of disbelief. This is a destiny epaulet. He stared at the epaulet on Chu Bai's chest. Although he did not recognize it, he knew that after passing, he would receive an epaulet. This must be the destiny epaulet. The village chief took a deep breath, then patted Chu Bai's shoulder heavily. Good job. Good job. You're stronger than I thought. In the past 10,000 years, you're the only one to clear the abyss-level tower of trials. You're very likely one of the 5 sons of destiny. I didn't expect to see the birth of the heaven's chosen one in my lifetime. I can die without regrets now, the village chief said excitedly. Village chief, you're too kind, Chu Bai said. No. No. Absolutely not. The 3 goddesses created these villages in order to find someone who can pass the abyss-level tower of trials, and you are that person. You're the chosen one, or even the son of destiny. Brother Bai Yi, I have a request. Chu Bai looked at the village chief. A request. The village chief was the sword god. Please speak, village chief. If it's possible, I really hope that you can join the human race. Chu Bai was never considering the other 4 races to begin with. Village chief, is there anything special about this? The village chief nodded. Yes. Every adventurer who leaves the village can choose to go to the human race's fate continent, the demon race's demon god continent, the monster race's monster god continent, the beast race's beast god continent, and the god race's myriad gods continent. Once they've made their choice, it means that they've joined the corresponding race. What else? The village chief said, each of the 5 races has its own advantages. If you join the demon, monster, beast, and god race, all your attributes will increase. If you join the demon race, your health points will increase greatly. If you join the beast race, your attack power will be greatly improved. If you join the monster race, your speed will be greatly improved. If you join the god race, the degree of increase in all attributes will be even higher. Of course, your health will definitely not increase as much as if you join the demon race, but it wins in balance. What about the humans? Chu Bai asked. The human race. You won't see an improvement. Chu Bai frowned. No improvement. What's the advantage of the human race, then? Higher potential. Chu Bai frowned. The village chief said, no matter if it's the demon race, monster race, beast race, or god race, there's an 80% chance that they'll transform into a human form for their entire lives. This is because a human form is the most perfect body. But even if they take on human form, the thing about joining the human race is that you'll have no upper limit. If you join the human race, your level can reach level 101. However, I don't know what other specific aspects there are. Level 101. Chu Bai pondered for a while. If it was just an increase of one level, it would definitely be a great loss considering the attribute bonuses of other races. Therefore, it must be more than that. He still preferred the human race. Yes, I'll join the human race. Chu Bai said. That's good. That's good to hear. The village chief nodded his head vigorously, then patted Chu Bai's shoulder. Brother Bai Yi, prepare to leave the village. All right, he said. Chu Bai followed the village chief to the backyard, and the village chief released a teleportation formation. This is the teleportation array that leads to the human race's land of fate. There are a total of 8 empires on the land of fate. Isn't it the 5 great empires? Chu Bai asked in confusion. The land of fate is surrounded by the other 4 races. The beast race is in the north, the monster race is in the south, the god race is in the east, and the demon race is in the west. The human race's land of fate is divided into 2 from the north to the south. The human race's land of fate that you're going to is the western region, which is where the 5 great empires are. You can come into contact with the demon race, the monster race, and the beast race there. The eastern region is where you can come into contact with the god race, the beast race, and the monster race. That's also where the 3 great empires are. The region where the 3 great empires are located is more powerful and prosperous. It's also a place you'll definitely set foot in the future. Chu Bai asked, the Divine Phoenix Empire that was the empire Huang Xian was from. One of the 3 great empires in the east. Chu Bai nodded. The 5 great empires in the western region of the human continent are the Kamikaze Empire, the White Tiger Empire, the Azure Dragon Empire, the Black Tortoise Empire, and the Vermilion Bird Empire. Where do you want to go? Kamikaze Empire, I guess. Chu Bai said. The Kamikaze Empire is in the northernmost part of the country, bordering the beast race and the demon race. Are you sure? Chu Bai nodded. Good. The landing point will be any random city other than the main city of the Kamikaze Empire. As the village chief spoke, he released a wave of energy, and the teleportation formation's light turned blue. Brother Bai Yi, are you willing to inherit my power? The village chief asked. Chu Bai was stunned. What did that mean? Sword God. The hidden class that was Sword God. The 3 goddesses' guardian profession, and the hidden class that was the ceiling of a swordsman. He had to. Of course, I'm willing. All right. The village chief nodded, then released a wave of energy toward Chu Bai. However. Ding. Class change failed. How did this happen? The village chief frowned. Then, he looked at Chu Bai. Perhaps we're not fated. Forget it. Take this instead. Chu Bai was speechless. F***ck. Why did it turn out like this? What a pity. He then took the scroll. Hidden Class Sword God Class Change Scroll. Upon use, one can obtain the Hidden Class Sword God. He would definitely try it when the time came. This was a top-tier hidden class. Moreover, he was a swordsman. Let's go in. Chu Bai nodded and stepped into the teleportation formation. BVEC, Brother Bai Yi, I'm afraid we won't be able to see each other again after this. I have one more request. Please speak, village chief. The village chief said, I still have descendants outside. It's been 10,000 years. I wonder how they are now. They happen to be in North Wind Town of the Kamikaze Empire. Their surname is Ren. If you meet my descendants, please take care of them. After he finished speaking, he handed Chu Bai a jade pendant and a letter. This jade pendant can be recognized by my descendants. The letter says that when the 2 jade pendants are combined, it becomes a treasure. You can keep it when the time comes. Ding. You've triggered the mission, take care of the village chief's descendants. Mission reward. Mysterious jade pendant. Mission time limit. None. Do you accept? Chu Bai nodded and took it. I will. Thank you very much. It's getting late. Brother Bai Yi, I'll see you again. We'll meet again. Whoosh. With a flash of light, Chu Bai disappeared. Chapter 68. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. 68. Leaving the starter village, Super Reward SSS, Grade Talent. There was a flash. Chu Bai appeared in a bustling city. He was in an empty square. There were not many people, but there were at least 100 people walking around in his line of sight. After all, the players had not arrived yet. These were all NPCs. Ding. You've arrived at Liuzhou City of the Kamikaze Empire. Ding. You've chosen the human race. Ding. You're the first player in the world to leave the starter village, reputation plus 100,000, diamond treasure chest. Ding. As you're the first player in the world to leave a starter village, the system will make a global system announcement. The system will not hide your ID by default, and the announcement will be made 20 times. Your ID will be emphasized, and the prefix of your ID is handsome. Are you sure you want to confirm? Chu Bai raised his brows. This system was quite sensible. I'm sure. Ding. All players please take note, the handsome player Bai Yi from Hua Nation Battlezone 77777 starter village is the first to leave a starter village. Ding. Whoosh. The crowd was in an uproar. Way to go. As expected, God Bai Yi is the first to leave the starter village. You've made the Hua Nation Battlezone proud. I'm so jealous. I wonder what the reward for being the first to leave a starter village is. I think it's high-grade equipment. They couldn't possibly give him another talent, right? Ha 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 ha. Chu Bai stood there. His reputation points were already at 560,000. Reputation points had many uses. For example, reputation points were needed to establish guilds and establish cities. There were many other uses for reputation points too, and they were only useful to top-tier players. A diamond treasure chest. Chu Bai then took a look. Diamond treasure chest. A reward for the first player to leave a starter village. When the diamond treasure chest is opened, one can randomly draw an additional talent from the S, SS, and SSS talents. Chu Bai was speechless. Is this even possible? Chu Bai opened the diamond treasure chest without hesitation. Ding. Random talent drawing in progress, please wait. Ding. Congratulations on obtaining the SSS.grade talent, Super Reduction. Chu Bai raised his brows. SSS.grade talent. This lucky effect was too awesome. He then took a look at the effects of Super Reduction. Super Reduction. SSS.grade talent. The holder of this talent will not require consumption when executing skills, and the cooldown of all skills, except equipment, will be permanently reduced by 50%. Chu Bai was speechless. F***CK. How fierce. It was actually a skill with no consumption, and all skill cooldowns were halved. In other words, Blade Waltz and Triple Flame Slash only had a 15-second cooldown. He did not have much mana to begin with. If he used Wind Dancing in the Sky and Double Phoenix Flight, he would use up his mana even faster. With this new talent, all his problems were solved. It was definitely an SSS.grade talent. Ding. Attention all players around the world, Player Emperor from 66666 Starter Village in the Hua Nation Battlezone is the second player to leave a starter village. Ding. Attention all players around the world, Player Shadow from 99999 Starter Village in the Hua Nation Battlezone is the third to leave a starter village. Ding. Attention all players around the world, player Feng Ling from 00250 Starter Village in the Hua Nation Battle Zone is the fourth to leave a starter village. Not long after Chu Bai left the starter village, a series of system notifications rang out. In fact, a difference of a few seconds between them could even change the ranking. F*CK. Our Hua Nation Battle Zone is awesome. They're all famous experts, but this time, a newcomer has appeared and suppressed the three big shots. The first was Idol by Feng, and now there's God by Yi. I seriously suspect that the IDs of these games have a special buff. I understand. I'll definitely add Bai to my ID in the future. Chu Bai did not care about this. He took out the class change scroll for Sword God. He did not want to give up and wanted to try again. Chu Bai tried to crush it. Ding. Class change failed. Chu Bai frowned. Why? He had never encountered such a thing. He tried again. Ding. Class change failed. He looked at the class change scroll and then silently put it away. I'll go to the job.changing point for the second job.changing. Chu Bai planned to go offline and rest after completing his second transition. The battle with Gluttony had almost exhausted him to death. If they had fought any longer, he would have starved to death even if he was not killed by Gluttony. There was a large shed in front of him on the right, and 7 old men were sitting there. This was the place for the second transition. Every city had a class change point. Chu Bai walked over. The old men were stretching and chatting. Old man Chang Feng, how were the 2 women from Chunhua brothel last night? They're all right, right? The blue-haired old man called Old Man Chang Feng said, they're very big and smooth, but they're a little expensive. They're not expensive. It's just that the 6 of us went too many times, so we're naturally short of money. Old swordsman, it was your first time going last night. How did it feel? An old man of about 50 years old, who was holding a sword and sitting upright, opened his eyes. His eyes were still sharp. The swordsman said, ahem, it was all right. Ha ha ha. You old thing, you're always so serious. You kept saying that you wouldn't go to that kind of place even if you died. Look at you now. You're glowing, ha ha ha. The few old men looked at the swordsman and laughed. Don't talk nonsense. The swordsman's face turned red. Sigh, just do your work honestly. Let's not think about this for now. The swordsman glanced at them and said, it's fine. Tonight's my treat. Oh, I've known you for 30 years, but you've never treated me to a meal before. Now you're treating 6 people to a meal. What are you up to, old swordsman? Don't talk nonsense. I only patronized their business because I saw that they were pitiful, the swordsman said in exasperation. Chu Bai stood in front of them and listened to their conversation. He was obviously a little embarrassed. Ahem. At this moment, Chu Bai coughed dryly. The 7 of them paused and looked at Chu Bai in unison. What did you hear, kid? Hui Yen nervously asked. Ah, it's nothing. I didn't hear anything. I'm here to change my class, Chu Bai said. They looked at each other. An adventure from another world. Chu Bai nodded. They looked at each other. You're finally here. Take a seat. What class do you want to change to? By the way, you really didn't hear anything, did you? Yen Hui coughed dryly and asked, returning to his normal appearance. Yes, I didn't hear you, Chu Bai said. That's good. You're smart, kid. What class do you want to change to? Second. Class swordsman. Old swordsman, he's your guy. The swordsman hugged his sword with both hands as he sat there, looking at Chu Bai. 10 gold coins. I need to pay. Chu Bai asked. The class change costs 10 gold coins. It's the same for everyone. The swordsman lifted his teacup and took a sip of tea. No, no. It's 100 gold coins. Class advancement requires 100 gold coins. Young man, do you have 100 gold coins? Hui Yen said to him with a smile. Chu Bai rubbed his chin. Alright, 100 gold coins it is, then. I was planning to save some money for Chunhua brothel. Pfft, the swordsman spat out his tea. Chapter 69. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 69. Destiny. Epaulet. Chu Bai's words could not be more obvious. He had obviously heard everything. Hearing Chu Bai's words, the 7 old men's expressions changed. Ahahaha. Chunhua brothel. Young man, what are you talking about? I don't understand. Old swordsman, 10 gold coins it is then. Give him a discount. Hui Yen touched his red beard and laughed, trying to hide his embarrassment. Originally, he was thinking of scamming some money so that he could take care of those poor girls. The swordsman coughed and said, You don't need to pay. I'll give you a free class advancement. Clang. Chu Bai slammed 100 gold coins on the table. Here. 100 gold coins is 100 gold coins. I'm not a person who covets small gains. Hearing Chu Bai's words, the 7 of them trembled. Hui Yen immediately flashed to Chu Bai's side and pulled him to the side, whispering, Young man, I was wrong just now. Here are 5 gold coins. It's just a small token of my appreciation. Please accept it. He handed Chu Bai 5 gold coins with a smile. Ding. You've received 5 gold coins. Just 5? Chu Bai asked. Hui Yen paused for a moment. No, this is all I have. If you don't believe me, take a look. He then opened his pockets, cloth bags, and other things. 2 lonely copper coins fell to the ground. I'll add 2 more copper coins. I really don't have any more. When the other 6 old men saw this scene, they exchanged glances and understood tacitly. Spending money to avoid disaster, huh? Then, they all took out their money and came over. He, young man, here's 15 gold coins, my entire fortune. I'll apologize to you on behalf of that old Hui Yen. I have 13 gold coins. I have 8 gold coins here. I only have 2 copper coins. Little brother, please forget what you just heard. Chu Bai took them all. Senior, you have more than 20 gold coins, right? He looked at the swordsman. The swordsman paused for a moment. Then, Chu Bai pointed at his money bag. It's bulging. The swordsman's mouth twitched, and he threw the money bag to Chu Bai. That's all. Chu Bai laughed as he weighed it in his hand, then walked over. Class change, swordsman. The swordsman passed a scroll to Chu Bai in a bad mood. Just write your name on it and you can change your class. Many thanks, senior. Chu Bai grinned. Then, he wrote, Bai Yi. Ding. Class change failed. What? Chu Bai frowned. What's wrong? The 7 of them looked at Chu Bai in confusion. Class change failed. What? They were shocked. You can try again. The swordsman handed Chu Bai a class change scroll. Ding. Class change failed. It still failed. They looked at each other. How did this happen? Chu Bai then stared at them and said, Don't tell me you guys are unhappy that you had to give me money and that's why you're not letting me change classes. I'll file a complaint. Kid. The swordsman stood up and pointed at Chu Bai. You can question my character, but you can't question my professional ethics. Hui Yen tugged at the corner of the old swordsman's clothes and said in a low voice, Old swordsman, you were absent from work yesterday. The swordsman was speechless. Fine, he said. He then slumped into the chair. Then, he raised his head and looked at Chu Bai, but whether you believe it or not, the 7 of us didn't play any tricks in this matter. In fact, Chu Bai believed it too. After all, he had also failed to transition to Sword God. Then what's the situation here? Chu Bai frowned. Being unable to change classes meant that his attributes would be weaker. Most of the players' attributes came from their second and third job transitions. There are 2 reasons for this. Either our strength isn't enough for you to change your class, which means we're not worthy of you, or you're too weak, so you don't have the ability to obtain more power. Which of these 2 reasons do you think is the reason? Chu Bai thought for a while and said, it should be the former. The former. Ha ha ha. I'm only telling you this in theory. They laughed. The swordsman then said, I've sat here for 30 years and have handled at least 50,000 people, if not 100,000. If you take a casual look in the city now, you'll easily find someone whom I've helped. There has never been a person who couldn't change their classes because they were too strong. Has there been anyone who was too strong to change their classes? But you actually said that it's the former. You really don't know. F***ck. Before he could finish his sentence, he suddenly noticed the epaulette on Chu Bai's chest. The Destiny epaulette. They all shouted in unison and stood up in shock, staring at the Destiny epaulette. Are you talking about this? Chu Bai laughed in his heart. He lowered his head and used his hand to pull at the epaulette on his chest. The 7 of them rushed in front of Chu Bai and stared at the epaulette. The Destiny epaulette. It really is the Destiny epaulette. Their bodies were trembling with excitement. Then, they raised their heads and looked at Chu Bai in a completely different light. I'm sorry. I apologize for what I said just now, the great chosen one. The swordsman placed a hand on his chest and bowed deeply to Chu Bai. The other 6 did the same. Do you need to be so polite? Chu Bai sat down on the swordsman's chair, crossed his legs, blew on his tea, and took a small sip. The swordsman said, the person who has the Destiny epaulette is the chosen one handpicked by the 3 goddesses. He may even become the human race's son of destiny. He'll lead the human race to victory in the battle of gods. Even the 3 goddesses will have to be polite to you, let alone us. Hui Yen wiped the sweat from his forehead and said, I'd like to express my deepest apologies for my inappropriate behavior before. It's fine. Let's talk about the class change. From the looks of it, it's true that you can't go through the second transition because you're too strong, but it's fine, the swordsman said. Then, he took out a class change scroll and passed it to Chu Bai. This scroll has inherited my legacy. After using it, you can change your class to the hidden class, Light Swordsman. When the other 6 old men saw this, they also took out their hidden class scrolls and rushed over. Young hero, don't change to a swordsman. Choose another class and change to my explosive mage class. Being a mage is awesome. Go to the side, you trashy mage. Change your class to my divine shield bearer. If you're a man, you should be tougher. All of your jobs are trash. Change to my white feather priest class. Which man doesn't need blessings? Chu Bai was shocked by their sudden enthusiasm. He quickly stood up and took the light swordsman scroll. No, no, no. I still prefer being a swordsman. The swordsman's face was filled with pride. Changing to a swordsman is right. Which man doesn't want to use his sword to travel the world? Chu Bai then mumbled, I'm just afraid that my class isn't good enough and I won't be able to make any money. I might even have to scrape together some money to go to Chunhua brothel. The 7 old men were speechless. Chapter 70. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 70 previously learned at Lanxiang. The 7 of them stood there in shame, unable to speak. Chu Bai had no choice. He could only settle for the next best thing and change to a hidden profession that might not be that strong. Then, he squeezed the class change scroll. Ding! Class change failed. As expected, Chu Bai was not particularly surprised because he had failed to change his class to Sword God. Still not enough, the swordsman asked tentatively. Chu Bai nodded. Then, the old men looked at each other in shock. Even this power can't do it. What level of power was worthy of him, then? Why don't you try my mage? Chu Bai took the scroll. Ding! Class change failed. No, Chu Bai shook his head. You can try my archer's hidden class. Chu Bai took the scroll. Ding! Class change failed. Chu Bai had tried everything, but he failed one by one. In other words, I can't change my class. Chu Bai frowned. No. It's not that you can't change your class. If one day you can meet a powerful class that's worthy of you, you can change your class. Perhaps you'll have the opportunity to come into contact with even more powerful experts on the continent, and you may be able to inherit their power. If you can't do it before level 50, then you can only wait until after level 50 to go to the 3 great empires of the East. There should be strong existences there. Chu Bai nodded. That was the only way. I'm very sorry for our incapability. They all bowed. Chu Bai's bad impression of them for scamming his money had also lessened. If there's nothing else, then I'll be leaving. Wait, the swordsman passed his hidden class scroll to Chu Bai. Little brother, take this scroll. If you meet a suitable person, you can give it to him. I can rest assured about the person chosen by the Son of Destiny. I'll also have to trouble you with my hidden class scroll. And mine. Ding! You have obtained Light Swordsman Hidden Class Change Scroll. Ding! You have received Explosive Mage Hidden Class Change Scroll. Ding! 7 scrolls for 7 hidden classes. Was this the invisible buff brought about by his luck? No problem. Then, the swordsman said, Little brother, if you want to go out and gain experience, you can go to the mission board to receive a mission. However, our Liuzhou borders the demon race. We're not far from the beast race either. You must be careful. Many thanks. Then I'll take my leave. Take care. Chu Bai then went offline. The 7 of them heaved a sigh of relief. I didn't expect to see the chosen one. He might even be our human race's Son of Destiny. We're so lucky. The chosen one should be a man of good character and will definitely keep his promise. He promised us not to tell anyone about this, so he definitely won't. Forget it, forget it. I won't think about it anymore. Old swordsman, you're treating me tonight. You said it yourself. The swordsman hugged his sword and said coldly, I don't have money, so why should I treat you? After Chu Bai went offline, he ate something and went to sleep. He was too tired and could not take it at all. Besides his body, he was also overburdened in his mind. He slept for nearly 2 days. On the other hand, Jiang Qianyue, Yu Qingyu, and Lu Yufan were having dinner at home. What's wrong? You look like you have a lot on your mind, Jiang Qianyue asked. Lu Yufan held her chin in her hands and used her chopsticks to dig into her bowl. Sister Qianyue, there hasn't been any news from Chu Bai for the past 2 days. Do you think something happened to him? Lu Yufan put down her chopsticks, her face full of worry. He's in his house all alone. We've knocked on his door a few times to give him some fruits and asked him to eat with us. We even looked for him yesterday to celebrate Brother Shan joining our studio, but he didn't respond. They knew that Chu Bai was also playing the game, but they did not know his ID. Chu Bai even said that his talent was a rubbish overhealing talent and that he might die in the game. His shoes were still there at his door, which meant that the man was still there. Jiang Qianyue said, Don't worry. Everything will be fine. Let's eat. All right. Lu Yufan ate her rice listlessly. You guys eat first. I'll go take a look. After eating 2 mouthfuls, Jiang Qianyue could not sit still any longer and stood up. I'm going too. Lu Yufan immediately stood up. I'll go and take a look too. After all, we're friends, Yu Qingyu said. All right, she said. Then, they went to his door together. Knock, knock, knock. Lu Yufan knocked on the door. Chu Bai, are you there? Lu Yufan called out. Knock, knock, knock. They knocked on the door again. There was still no response. Then, they increased their strength. There was still no response. The more it was like this, the more worried they were. He would not have. Did something really happen? It was not that they liked him. They just felt that he was a good person. They were friends and neighbors, and they met frequently. They were really worried that something had happened to him. Due to the game, many of their friends were no longer around. Many people especially cherished their friends, worried that they would disappear one day. Sister Qianyue. Lu Yufan looked at Jiang Qianyue worriedly. Let's go to a locksmith. There's been no news for 2 days, and there's no response when we knock on the door. It's quite strange. I can do it, Yu Qingyu replied. Ha! They looked at Yu Qingyu in confusion. I learned it in Lanxiang before. After Yu Qingyu finished speaking, she took out a small clip and broke the thin and long iron wire on it. Then, she walked to Chu Bai's door and stabbed it in the keyhole. Lu Yufan placed her hands in front of her chest and muttered in her heart. I pray that Chu Bai is fine. If he's fine, then my chest will grow to the size of Sister Qinyu's and not to the size of Sister Qinyu's. I seek your blessing. Click. It's opened. Yu Qingyu opened the door and took a step back. Let's go in and take a look. Then, they walked in carefully. Chu Bai, are you there? Jiang Qianyue called out softly. Chu Bai. Lu Yufan also shouted. Click. They opened a bedroom door, but there was no one inside. Lu Yufan shouted as she opened the door of another bedroom. Click. After that. Ah! She covered her eyes and screamed. What's wrong? Jiang Qianyue and Yu Qingyu were both shocked. They subconsciously thought that Lu Yufan might have seen Chu Bai's body or something scary. Then, they quickly ran to the door and looked inside. The next second. The two girls were stunned. Whoosh! Jiang Qianyue's and Yu Qingyu's faces both turned red. One turned to the left while the other turned to the right, but they did not scream like Lu Yufan.